Hello, folks. This is Kev. This is a black man being brutally honest, and I think that this topic, and in light of what's been happening in the past week, please forgive my voice. But we gonna do this the best we can. Jesus, just for any of you that had hope that things might change for the better. I'm just gonna say right now, don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. And it's not me being negative because I somewhat held out for hope. Uh, Marcus Romero Productions was good. So hopefully everyone can hear me very clearly. Like I said, I'm gonna be a little raspy tonight, but just go ahead. Let me just go ahead and get the pretty obvious out the way. Um, if you are new to this channel, Black Man Being Brutally Honest, hosted by Kev, who is myself, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you don't like the views shared here, hit that dislike button. Also, we got something called a hype feature below the screen that are attached to these videos and live streams. So please use that hype feature. It doesn't cost you a thing. It helps uh, supposedly level the playing field as far as the algorithm. But, that's what they say. But, can't hurt to just take a second to press a button. But I appreciate all of you. Don't worry about that. So, yeah, it's strange times we live in. Strange times. Uh, actually, I was happy to have navigated life as a heterosexual black man, rather. Because we were speaking in terms of a group of people that I don't know for some reason shit always come our way, and it is because of the belief that the community or lack thereof is in shambles. I rather go with lack thereof at this point. I mean, this the thing about this bullshit is that there are so many people that agree with it. Back in the day, I would say even like back in the day, like in the 80s, we wouldn't have put up with this shit. Now, let me put it up on the screen. Put it up on the screen. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Sorry. There it is. There it is. Yeah. This. Now, I know some of the initial reactions because, you have so many people agreeing with this sentiment right here, which, no, it's not fair to, straight black men that something like this is said. But, on this channel, and myself in real life, I do understand that life isn't fair. Life is not fair. I learned that when I was a teenager. I had to get out in a second. Because some people are like, oh shit, oh, he mad about something from childhood. Because that's what they always say about these channels in these spaces, that we're angry about stuff from childhood. Yeah, the childhood does tie into the word cancer. See, this is an insult to people with cancer, or at least it should be, in the way of you should not exploit or weaponize a serious condition that can kill people, that has killed people, killed children. Yes, when I was 15, I met other children with cancer that did not make it. This is why we're going to establish this right now. I'm not going to attack this guy's sexuality. I'm going to attack everything else about him. He's a fucking joke. This guy's a fucking joke. I take that very personally when people joke about cancer. So I'm probably going to be on 8. I'm not going to crash out because we have such an ignorant community of people. I didn't know it was that ignorant. I really didn't. And I'm not just talking about this. I'm talking about, this whole thing with Megan Thee Stallion. I know Megan Thee Stallion's in the thumbnail. I mean, she kind of has to be right now because this shit happened last weekend and people are still talking about it. They're still making content on it. And there's an overwhelming amount of content that supposedly calls out black men about not supporting Megan Thee Stallion because Megan Thee Stallion is simply a black woman, minus everything else about her. Yeah, don't consider any of that. All of that is redeemable. All of that can be forgiven. Nobody should be cheated on. And you know what? That's true. Nobody should be cheated on. If you commit to a relationship, you shouldn't cheat on nobody. It's not right. But I also look at the character of a person. And, when I look at the character of this person, how much I don't give a fuck about her getting cheated on. And you know what? After all of this backlash and all of these meltdowns and crash outs, you even got, girls talking about they cast a spell. They talk about they witches. Talking about they casting spells on this man. What the fuck? I mean, shit. That surely is another way of saying socially awkward. It's like, God damn. Really? You're casting a spell on a fucking picture. That seriously. All right, I didn't know that could happen. Shit, maybe I ought to try that one day. Maybe I get me some money or some shit like that. Hey, maybe I can, invoke some cash here. Yeah, my Cash App is in the scrolling across the bottom of the screen, along with some other important tidbits. But I'll try not to use so much profanity because I understand from a wise content creator told me that maybe you need these messages to reach other people. Grown black men are my primary audience, so it's very clear who this content should be for. Grown straight black men. Because if somebody's going to joke about cancer, because I mean, people have gone through to other extremes to shame us because something like let's limit it to social media because a few of us have podcasts. Doesn't matter what those podcasts are about. Black men got podcasts. Wham wham. This is what you hear from people. All right. Good to see you, brother. I can't in good conscience support a woman who sexualizes herself and influences young black girls to do the same. My morality trumps my skin color. Sorry, not sorry. And Weather is usually one of those guys that are like, he and I'm not trying to call Weather out. I respect his opinion, but he said he doesn't feel sorry for black men. I mean, who wants to spend their time, supporting pity parties for a group of men who should already know what's up? I mean, they say shit like this all the time. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. Let me pour out some milk and cookies for my fallen homies. falling home, like whatever. I mean, the shit's ridiculous, you know. But if you're a black man that has been paying attention for at least the past decade, 15 years, 3 fucking months, you should not be surprised by any of this. I've been trying to tell y'all fools, and not all of you are fools. I've been trying to tell y'all it was like this. And they're just being more blatant with it. And you know what they'll say every time or act every time like they don't do this? And who do I mean by they? Because, you know, I'm using a pronoun. That's what this motherfucker's people uses. I'm going to go ahead and say it. And this is for Google Gemini. Because, you know, AI scans these broadcasts right now. And I'm going to bring up AI a little bit also as well. You know, just ask, you know, for discussion purposes. Because I asked AI, why is it like this? The they I'm talking about are primarily black women. Ooh, your mama black, Kevin. I know somewhere somebody gonna say that. Your mama black. Black women, LGBTQ plus people that are black. And any straight black man that is willing to throw straight black men under the bus or black men in general. They are called protected groups. That's why I just blatantly said it. They're called protected groups. When they say something about straight black men who is seen and regarded as a privileged group, that's considered punching up. Which means, yeah, if you guys think it's unfair, that's why. It's considered punching up. Unfortunately, there isn't a fucking thing you can do about this. If you wanted to. Me personally, I'll let anybody speak. That's the world I live in. I live in the world of fuck it. Just let them say what they want. Why we gotta fake it? Why we gotta be apologetic? Why we gotta fake it through? We don't have to fake it anymore. We never had to fake it. I never liked people faking shit. I never liked people placating. Trying to submit straight black men. Yeah, they want to make sure you knew that. Let me, okay, so per the title of the show, and I'll get to Weather's comments in a second. Per the title of the show, I can fill in the blanks real good. This is a true factual statement for everyone listening. We got 10 here. Make sure you press like. Please hype this show. Straight black men are the reason that black people are here. I was going to say the reason you are here, but the off chance there may be another race of people watching, a straight black man didn't get them here. You know, Asian, a straight Asian, white, straight white. You get it. That's a fact. You need straight people to be here. This motherfucker need can't. I guess a hard penis that goes in a vagina and skeets baby batter is a fucking tumor. I guess, you know, since we're cancer, you oh shit. Yeah, that was a little vulgar. Like I said, I'm trying to calm it down. But yeah, man, if you're outraged about this, I get it. I wouldn't blame you. Some of you guys are gonna be surprised because you know, a lot of simps don't believe this kind of thing. They call themselves not trying to pay attention. I ain't trying to pay attention to that. That's what makes me a man. My mama said, don't pay attention to nothing. It'll make me stronger. Yeah, mama. Okay, so weather says, I'm down the middle, but not on this one. Megan Thee Stallion's music and behavior is the cancer, not straight black men. Kev, there are three groups in particular I'm increasing. Hear this type of rhetoric. Black men, the Jews crew, okay, and Christians, or maybe I'm just crazy. Black men, how? You talk about those straight black men, us cancers? Is that why? I mean, it's all good, man. Accountability needs to go across the board. Straight black men, we can't avoid accountability, so that's cool. I'm able to put up with it, but if there's a rebuttal to be had, or if I feel like you're being disingenuous, I will express it, especially on YouTube. Follow the logic, and you'll soon realize that eventually they're going to rationalize our demise based on the justification that since we're cancer anyway, we deserved it. That's Hitler S. Germany, 1933. Especially, yeah, it's propaganda, constant propaganda. It's okay to hurt someone if you establish that there's some type of evil or some type of cancer that needs to be purged. So, okay, let me share the screen so we can watch the video in question. Yes, this motherfucker. All right, let's see. Okay. Thank you for watching. Like I said, press that like button if you are in the building. Shout out to the replay gang. I forgot to shout out the replay gang. Those are the guys who cannot be here right now, or wasn't anticipating that I would go live, but they see that the show is on the channel, so they watch in their spare time, which is great. That is a very important aspect of viewership, is the replay gang. So they should always receive love. People like Black Pearl, Hybrid Catastrophic Impact, X83rd Power, who is at the lives also. Barry Little, APTV, also as Absalom Payanki TV. Guys like that. Also shout out Prepper 101 as well. And if I forgot you, please don't be upset or angry. I mean, it's all good. It's all love. So, all right. So this says, with the caption, popular gay social commentator Funky Dineva says straight black men are the cancer of the black community. Thoughts? I'm not going to read the fucking comments. I'm not going to do it. Because my people are really starting to piss me off. So, yeah, I mean, they're still my people. I mean, well, not so much. Not so much. I'll explain that in a second. I mean, they're my people by skin color, but I don't know. Delineation might be necessary from a lot of this shit. And I mean, this is by a group of people, the people that this guy belonged to. They've always tried to separate from us for perks and privileges. I mean, black women and Vivica A. Fox did it, or tried to do it, or attempted to do it, in front of everybody, in front of a black man that was trying to help them. And then, with LGBT blacks, I mean, they're always throwing shots at us, so they always try to keep things separate. So I'll get into that in a second, but let's listen. Let's listen to what he has to say. And for those of you listening in the replay game, leave a comment. Leave a comment. By all means. Shout out replay gang.
It's now come to the time that we have a conversation. I've been saying for years on this show that black men need to have a conversation, black men alone. We have got to figure out what is going on with us. This is not something that black women can help us with. This conversation does not include black women. Black women, stand down and stand to the side. Black men need to have a kumbaya amongst themselves. And I'm going to niche this out a little more. And it's heterosexual black men. I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this, but I'm going to say it out loud with my whole chest. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. That's where it starts and that's where it stops. Ladies, I'm here to tell y'all something. All this shit that y'all got going on, some of y'all, not all of y'all, with the gays and with the trans, let it go. Your issue is not a trans woman. Your issue is not a punk or not a sissy. Your issue is all of our issue. Straight black men. Straight black men are the enemy to the gays. Straight black men are the enemy to the trans. Straight black men are who are causing harm to the girls and the women. That's where it's at. Now, y'all can shoot the messenger. Y'all can call me all type of faggots on the Shade Room and all the other blog sites that's going to pick this up and I'll eat it. But you'll never see a situation where girls and women walking around saying they scared of the gay boys. They scared of their life for the gay boys. They don't want to be around the gay boys. It ain't us going around with these fragile ass egos, can't take rejection. We've got to ask ourselves, and I don't even know if the black straight male collective can even answer this question because their egos tend to be so fragile. How is it we are raising boys with these fragile ass egos that feel it is okay to slam girls on their head for saying no? Why is it that we have to make the females of the community make all the adjustments? It's not fair. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. Argue with your mammy.
Okay. And watching this, I've wanted to react to this so badly. It's just like Jesus. We're not checking for these people. We don't check for these guys. We don't. I will go out my way sometime to say, yes, this platform is intended for heterosexual black men. If anyone else has anything to offer, understand that. You can be respectful. If you disagree, you can also disagree as well. But no, it's like they have their spaces. We're not trying to go to their spaces. And I guess that's what they're upset about. But I'm kind of glad there are other content creators saying something about this, which I didn't expect. I really didn't. I didn't expect, and I'm pretty happy about that. But I'm about to play this again, and I'm going to react to it, but also have to react to this as well. All right. Thank you very much. Yes. He said this is nothing but a rainbow trash panda. I agree to the point where they can be an extension of WS, by trying to put the emphasis of struggle on themselves, just like a lot of black women have. And then I could go on a tangent about what it's like to be a straight black man in this fucking world. But due to the many, many projections by other groups, I would sound just like them. Oh, what black men go through. Oh, we're seen as dangerous. When we got a little size on us, we got to shrink ourselves so people will be comfortable around us. Stuff like that. I've gone through that personally, and I don't mean to try to project that on people who may not be bigger people. I ain't saying I'm fat, but I'm a little dad bodish right now, but I can take care of that quickly. But I've always been like a kind of a husky person, with muscle, and that's not a humble brag. I've always had to in professional settings. I've always had to shrink myself for people. especially white folks. White men were scared of me. And I know in this social media climate, it is hard for people like the sisterhood and the milk and cookies people to believe. But I could care less. If you are a black man and you turn it up to at least a 3, eyebrows will start raising. For real. Nobody cares about a black man until he's turned up. They'll fuck with us and fuck with us and fuck with us. And when we finally snap, see, this is a warning for black men. When you finally snap, they're like, see, I told you, niggles, niggles, niggles. So I'm going to react to this video right now. See if there's some comments I should address before. But thank you for this super chat. Yes, they are very in line with WS. They want to cultivate WS's favor. Their lifestyle is used as a kind of a segue out of dealing with racism. Oh, man, nobody likes us. Same thing the B-dubs do. You know, the word bashing kind of derived from gay bashing because that's what it was called. You know, when they was trying to get married, like, you know, before they got the right to get married, they would use the term gay bashing. And then after they got the right to get married, then black women kind of hijacked it and said black woman bashing and woman bashing, shit like that. So, yeah. Black men really need to really push to terminate this sort of agenda. I 100% agree. Yep. Okay, so, all right, I'm about to react to what he's saying. Okay,
Ladies and gentlemen, it has now come to the time that we have a conversation. I've been saying for years on this show that black men need to have a conversation, black men alone. We have got to figure out what is going on with us. This is
okay. All right. Let me answer that. There have been dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of convos about this thing already. We need to figure out what's going on. Yes, we got a bunch of ideas and clues as to what's going on. The fucking problem is people don't like what's being said. The truth hurts. The truth hurts. For those of you listening, the truth hurts. They can't accept that. This motherfucker is saying this in 2026 like this is some new shit. I hate people. No, I don't hate. I dislike people who act like this is some new shit. Like people are dumb. Like people are stupid. Like we don't remember the conversations we had 20 years ago, 30 years ago. When we was warning about, when we straight black men were warning you about the shit that's transpiring today, but you niggas did not want to listen. So here we are, fuckers like this.
It's not something that black women can help us with. This conversation does not include black women.
If you are a goddamn adult in this community, it includes you. You do not get to sit this one out. They act like they got so, black women, yes, you got so much goddamn input that is unsolicited. Always trying to throw black men under the bus. It's black men's fault. It's, oh my gosh. What's happening to the boys? They need mentorship. Their father isn't there. I mean, they get to say what's going on with us. No, they need to be a part of this conversation. Why the boys can't read? Why they ended up in prison? Basically, let me tell you something. Son of a single mother with no male influence is just a woman inside of a man's body. Think about that. No, if you are an adult and you have direct impact in what's going on in this motherfucker, no, you don't get to sit this one out. But I don't see this guy as any kind of leader anyway. The fuck is he going to lead? Why would anyone take his suggestions anyway? This is the wrong motherfucker to say this.
women stand down and stand to the side. Black men need to have a kumbaya amongst themselves. And
okay, so since he want to say that, I'll say this: black gay men need to have a kumbaya as to why they can't mind their own fucking business. I mean, hey, if he want to approach things as a black man, as a mature black man with some sensibility, then maybe somebody would listen. But based on what I've seen from this guy, yeah, nah. No, bro. Go back to reacting to reality shit.
And I'm gonna niche this out a little more. And it's heterosexual black men. I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this, but I'm gonna say it out loud with my whole chest.
Oh, that's when all the big backs and all the bitter women with the natural hair that want a white man, that's when they say, ooh, you go, girl. Ooh. Nobody gives a fuck about this little stupid gaslighting that people do every time they really don't want nobody to really come bite their head off. Ooh, I know I'm gonna get some flack. Okay. This shit, surprise, surprise, you're getting flack. Like, stop doing that shit. You're trying to make people seem like they wrong for coming at you. Like, you know, you're saying stupid shit. Like, you know, and we know that he's doing this for likes, clicks. He's doing it so people like me can talk about it. But what he's doing is he's exacerbating an issue that, you know, that keeps putting black people as a fucking group 3 or 4 steps back. It's like, okay, so like some shit don't need to slide. So corny ass dudes like this, they're gonna go over there and say, oh, they crying about what I said and all that other stuff. He's bitter because I'll tell you why he's bitter in a minute.
Straight black men are the cancer of the black community. That's where it starts and that's where it stops.
Fuck you. Okay, and that's coming from a cancer survivor.
Ladies, I'm here to tell y'all something. All this shit that y'all got going on, some of y'all, not all of y'all, with the gays and with the trans, let it go. Yo.
Okay, I have a daughter that plays sports. A nigga with a wig shouldn't be out on the field or the court with her. Period. Stay in your fucking lane. So if women have something to say about their identities being protected, women have a right to say whatever to keep their identities as women. They don't need niggas with wigs trying to replace them. Oh yeah, the white people with the wigs too. You know, the white guys with the wigs too. You didn't call them crackers. No, fuck it. I'm saying. Anybody with a fucking wig, they want to go out there in the field with girls because guys would knock their asses out because they're not good in guy sports. Let's just say that. We make it all an issue. We fix all of this shit. We don't cherry pick.
Your issue is not a trans woman. Your issue is not a punk.
Yes, it is. You're telling women what to do. It, like, you know, as far as their own identity. That's not right. That's blatant sexism. You can't tell them they can't. They can tell you, or they can tell anybody that identifies that was born as a male, that they are not a woman. The biological challenges that real women have to face. So now, if that conversation triggers you, shut the fuck up. Let them. I don't like people that try to tell other people what to do.
Or not a sissy. Your issue is all of our issue. Straight black men. Straight black men are the enemy to the gays. Straight black men are the enemy to the trans. Straight black men are who are causing harm to the girls and the women. That's where
I get so tired of that fucking argument. But why is this man declaring that, you know, who's an enemy to us? I didn't know this. I didn't know that we were enemies to gays and trans. I mean, I pretty much thought that we minded our own business. I mean, what is his problem? You know, which I think that he wants the attention of straight black men, because this ain't the first time he's thrown shots at straight black men. It's not. I think it's just like any of these dudes. And I mean, like, I'm not talking about the respectable ones because I'm not trying to marginalize a group. But, you know, we're not rushing straight black men. We're not rushing to hang out with them. You know, camaraderie, you know, bro code and all that other stuff. What are you gonna do? Come with us while we go get some girls? It's like they're mad because, like, and this is something that I learned a long time ago. They don't really want their kind. They want straight guys. It's a, it,
Where it's at now, y'all can.
he eats something all right, but like I said, there it is again. There's that gaslighting. You can do this, you can do that, blah blah blah. If I act to, uh, it is received poorly, then I should expect that. Don't be afraid of the consequence of saying stupid shit and then acting like you're gonna martyr yourself out for it, like you're some great person or something. No, you're not a great guy. You're an idiot. You're the things that have nothing to do with your sexuality that are stupid, fucked up, whack, and corny, especially with being a COON. Plus, you use your sexuality to be this way. Shoot, no. If you are an LGBT person and you are like this, no, we don't like you, but that's because you're annoying as fuck. And we could care less about your little lifestyle. Y'all need to visit your stats and stop worrying about straight black men, because there's been plenty of you like all over Instagram with that bullshit too. Like, don't look, Instagram, wow.
But never see a situation where girls and women walking around saying they scared of the gay boys. They scared of their life for the gay boys. They don't want to be around the gay boys. It ain't us going.
They won't report on it. That's not the narrative. They won't report on it. Let me tell you something. When they have it's like I said, you got to tiptoe around these things sometimes. Because I know I already got the yellow dollar sign because the F word was said, but I mean, even Dr. Umar and Michi X, however you feel about those two people, and I don't feel very good about Umar, but they were counselors and they taught the LGBT people, and they said like overwhelming, like mostly everybody that they talked to from that community say they were touched as kids, they were molested. Shoot. So the thing is, though, they'll say that they'll have this little narrative that black men are harming children. When a man does it to a little boy, like when the woman's so desperate for D that she gets the guy that's fresh out of prison, and then she leaves the children by herself with that. There are a bunch of news stories like that. I don't have to lie about shit. If they harm the boy, guess what? They're from his community. So that's something that he needs to address. Why they can't stop touching little boys? Why they force, why their people force themselves on guys inside of confined places like prison? Maybe you're targeting the wrong community when you talk about that SA stuff. That because see, they always try to push that shit on people like us. Let's tell the whole truth. Shoot, there were a bunch of women that harm little boys that grow up into the men of today. The men that y'all make fun of, the men that y'all say need therapy. Nobody's willing to address any of that seriously. I am tired of people like this exploiting traumatic situations for likes and views and follows. Yes, I gave him another view, but this has to be called out.
Around with these fragile ass egos, can't take rejection. We've got to ask
Oh, there it is. Fragile ego can't take rejection. 1 or 2 incidences every blue moon mean that every time a black woman says no to a black man, we just get all mad and we want to hurt and kill her. Damn. Hey, let me tell you something. Me approaching women growing up, I mean, I don't succeed with all of them. And, you know, I'm not resentful toward any of those women. But all I can tell you is a lot of the various attitudes that I face. Like, you know, the times I succeeded count, but most of them with the rejections, a lot of them wouldn't just say no. Oh God, what what's going on? I like, have a nice day. I'll walk off. They think every black man they do that to, that's what the impression he's trying to give off. Every black man that they do that to is going to attack them and hurt them and kill them. Now, you know, when you see the clips on TikTok of the little YNs, the single mom raised YNs crowding the woman in the gas station. There's been a couple videos like that. I understand there's a safety issue there. But again, raise your goddamn kids. Teach them how to read. Send them down the right path. Screw a good man so he can give you advice on the child or something. Talk to him a couple times. It's not his obligation, but shit. Bitches lie about everything else. Why can't they do it for the greater good? Suck a dick for the greater good. Nah. Got complaining ass motherfuckers like this that have no understanding of community whatsoever. And he uses that word in disgrace. This motherfucker does not survive without us. And that's something that you're going to have to accept. If you don't, hey, fuck it. I ain't got to be along with you motherfuckers. Shit, seriously.
Ourselves, and I don't even know if the black straight male collective can even answer this question because
let's try.
Because their egos tend to be so fragile.
Oh, there it is. Because we're straight, our egos are fragile. We're supposed to let everybody say dumb shit to us without us at least responding. Because you ever notice, if you disagree with anything said directly to you in insult, then the next comment or so is always, you mad. Why you mad? You must be mad. What the fuck? No, I'm not mad. I just disagree with the dumb shit. Just because I said the word shit doesn't mean that I'm punching the air right now. It's like, shoot. What up, Alan Lavelle? For real? Yeah, he says for real. I guess he's talking about the video. Yes, for real. There's people out here who actually think this. And then the alarming part is there are even more people that agree with it with no basis in fact or anything. I'm sure there can be some psychological explanations for this because, you know, it really, I don't know. There's this problem is in academia too. You know, I'll explain that later.
How is it we are raising boys with these fragile ass egos that feel it is okay to slam girls on their head for saying no? Why?
See, that question can be answered very clearly, but he already said black women sit this one out. Yes, ask their fucking mothers. Shit, hey, you see, I'm a guy that watched a pregnant girl jump over the counter at a fast food restaurant to fight the cashier. Stomach first, with a bonnet on. But, you know, on social media, y'all be crying about, oh man, the black men talking about bonnets is stereotyping us. The bonnet scene in the metro Atlanta area, I swear. Yeah, but, you know, the milk and cookies people, shit.
Why is it that we have to make the females of the community make all the adjustments?
Because the problematic males are their sons. You want black men to have an input, but you want their mothers to sit it out. No, they need to explain why they're such lazy ass parents. I ain't got a fucking thing to do with a YN that stays in a project across town, committing crimes and killing other YNs. Yeah, what do you call that? Oh, when men die, because you bring up this word femicide. What do you call it when men kill each other? I mean, menticide. Like I mean, you hear it in rap songs. In toxic rap culture that people have adopted for some reason. I'ma kill me a nigga. You killing him just because he a nigga, so it has to be called something. Because femicide is the implication that women are being deleted because they're women. So I'm not saying it doesn't exist. What I'm saying is, if we're gonna have words for groups of people, we need to come up with something for that too. So
it's not fair. Straight black men are the cancer of the black community.
Again, fuck this piece of shit, and that's coming from a cancer survivor.
Argue with your mammy.
Yeah, they say argue with your mammy because they don't want to hear it, and they're full of sass, and again, that's more gaslighting. Because I'm sure he's looking at all the reactions from the straight black men, and then some big back in his comments is like, "Ooh, hit dog holler, they crying, girl, they crying, girl, oh god, ooh, these men." So we got some new people. So let me read some comments. SYSBM_movement. What's up? It happens every day. These women call the prisons to set up dates. Oh yeah, we seen those videos. Those videos, out in 2018. Can you drop the link to what you're playing, please? Okay. Let me see. Let me go ahead and let's see. All right, for those of you walking in, can you please hit that like button? Can you please? So we're talking about this shit right here. And I've done quite a few bit of cursing, so probably at the yellow dollar sign right now. Just please hit that like button. Please hit the hype feature. Yes. So okay, straight black men are what? So yeah, you guys can start commenting. When I say straight black men are fill in the blank. I'm very interactive with my live chat. So those of you watching in the clouds, it's not a requirement, of course, but don't be shy. I mean, straight black men, like I already fill in the blanks pretty much. For me, I can come up with some more. Straight black men are the reason why black people are here. A straight black man nutted in a black woman, and 9 months later, baby came out. Most of which are healthy. So, God willing, or God forbid anything's wrong. Whatever you want to say. But Chaos Reign, yeah, there goes the link. I dropped the link to it. Let's see. Okay, Gregory Scotland was good. Says salute BMBBH. Why are these rainbow men so concerned about normal men? Because their complaint about us is why are we so concerned about them, which is hilarious because we're not checking for them. We're not checking for them. We're not trying to go to their spaces and be a part of what they're doing. We're not trying to do anything. This dude talking about some black men need to have a conversation. Black men been had those conversations over here in these spaces. We're always having these conversations on podcasts. But as a result of us having these conversations, now we got a bunch of people out there crying about black men in podcasts. And then, like, when you ask them what podcast, they always bring up the same people. Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate. Okay, so where did these ideologies come from? Where did the ideologies come from? First of all, it's backlash for this. Klay Thompson broke up with Megan Thee Stallion for alleged cheating. Now let me mention that. Hold on. Let me put some music on. Shoot, we got music. Let's put it on. All right. Which one is this one? Nope, not that one. No. Yes. There we go. All right. So Klay Thompson broke up with Megan Thee Stallion. You know, Stevie Wonder could have seen that one coming. Seriously. Shaq saw it coming, but Shaq underestimated the time. He said 1 to 3 months. You know, I guess that twerking got real good on Klay Thompson. So, hey, let's extend it a little bit longer. It is alleged that he was cheating. Keep in mind that one side of the story has been heard. And it seems like a large majority of people just believe Megan Thee Stallion. They were going to do that anyway because Megan Thee Stallion is a woman. In Black social media, especially in real life in the Black community, the perception of the community is seen through the eyes of the woman. Everything is seen through the eyes of the woman. So if something makes Black women mad, there's a bunch of Black men coming forward, especially on social media, trying to be performative to increase their likes and follows. They've used that, and those guys, and a lot of them are Black men, exacerbated the issue. I did not know that these people are still arguing. These people are still arguing this and making posts and making videos like this happened yesterday. So, I mean, I've seen quite a few videos that's had like theories on the ramifications of this breakup. You know, you got women calling Klay Thompson ugly, which is hilarious. I mean, I don't know. All men are ugly to me, you know, but I'm a straight Black man and I'm a Cancer, so I guess I'm supposed to think fucked up shit. Yeah, they're saying Klay Thompson's money doesn't matter. I've heard quite a few people say money can't unlame a lame, calling Klay Thompson lame. And the definition of lame in this neck of the woods mean anybody that isn't a fucking thug. Any man, any male that isn't about this thug shit. That's a lame. It is that simple. So Megan Thee Stallion was crying and she departed her Moulin Rouge show. Moulin Rouge, which is a really heavily LGBT leaning entertainment property, by the way. So ever since this breakup, social media has essentially melted down. And all these people coming up with theories like this is going to ruin Klay Thompson's brand because they're not going to buy his tennis shoes and his t-shirts. Klay Thompson does not have a fucking pair of tennis shoes unless he got some Converse somewhere that somebody bought. And then, I could be wrong about that, but I mean, like, nobody's bum rushing the sneaker websites and, you know, the Foot Lockers or whatever, if that's still open, just to get Klay Thompson tennis shoes and jerseys. Klay Thompson has made his money. They talking about they don't know who Klay Thompson is. So, you know, younger people, you know, if you're just hip to things 2, 3, 4 years ago, you don't matter. Period. Shut up. Like, most of y'all don't like to research history anyway. Then they're trying to put hoodoo on Klay Thompson, which is a fucking joke. Every time you mention that Megan Thee Stallion has cheated in her past relationships, nobody wants to listen. Like, nobody wants to listen. You put a comment like that, nobody responds. If cheaters ain't shit, Megan Thee Stallion ain't shit. I mean, shit, there's other reasons why you can say that anyway. Probably got a little bit something to do with Tory Lanez. The possibility of putting an innocent man in prison. Destroying his life, destroying his reputation. Now, if the theory is the girl, Kelsey or whatever, she was the one that shot Megan. Now, if that's true, if I were Tory Lanez, I would have said, no, fuck this. No, this is the truth. If he went down, he deserved to go down for these people. You didn't. If that's the case, he didn't do a fucking thing except fuck himself up. So, yeah, everybody's so gossipy on this, but, you know, the straight Black men are being accused of being gossipy. They're so mad because they say Black men are celebrating. We're not celebrating. We just don't give a fuck. We're not going to make performative videos talking about, oh, these Black men. And Megan Thee Stallion. Why y'all talking about her? Shoot. You see, if I remember to put that slide in, I remember doing the screenshot. Cause yeah, Kev on stage. I don't think I put the screenshot up here. That's okay. Kev on stage. He's on a video talking about that what happened to Megan Thee Stallion is gonna be a dating litmus test. Like basically, to see how a guy reacts to what's happened to Megan Thee Stallion. So they're giving the game away, guys, which is stupid bullshit, but they're giving the game away. Just fake it like you like Megan Thee Stallion. Just memorize a few of her lyrics. I would say get up and walk away, which is probably the most sensible thing to do in a situation like that. Why the fuck would you ask any man how you feel about Megan Thee Stallion? How you feel about what happened to her? Because see, what if the guy don't know Megan Thee Stallion? Then, you explain your little one side about it. Oh, well, Megan Thee Stallion's persecuted. Oh my God. And then the man he ain't gonna have a choice. But if he knows Megan Thee Stallion, he's probably either gonna tell you the truth, which, if you decide you don't want to go further with the guy, you can still say that he dodged a bullet. Even though if you reject him, he still dodged a bullet. You know how amazing is that shit? Or here's what you can do. You can fake like you like Megan Thee Stallion and you can get the draws. And then you can ghost a bitch because see, it's gonna go south from there if you decide to stick around. I mean, she might be thick, so maybe you want to go 2 or 3 times. I'm not telling you to be deceptive or anything like that, but we're here to talk about the viewpoints of black men. So let's not do this. Just want to. Oh yeah, this meme right here. They were so upset with this meme right here. They were disgusted because there was black men posting this meme. This meme is old as fuck because they use this meme to make fun of Boyce Watkins. See, the guy in the back was Boyce Watkins, not Klay Thompson. I mean, shoot, but it's a clear representation. It made that girl, and oh yeah, let's talk about these chameleons for a second. You know what a chameleon is? Basically a pick-me. A true pick-me. Like someone that just says something, a woman that just says some things just to kind of blend in with the men and call herself holding women accountable as well. Now, there is one content creator that can do that has endured. But for the most part, those really those ones that call themselves, talking to black women and holding them accountable and all this other stuff. I guess she was like that. And she kind of asked, where are the Taylor Swift memes and where are the memes of the other people's dating histories? If you Google, those memes are all over it. I mean, y'all know her name because I tried to say something about her in the past. Guys started posting her stuff and I was like, oh, damn, y'all like it when a woman say something. Did you listen to the video, Kevin? That's what you guys were telling me. Did you listen to the video? Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. Let's see, King's pick. Is that Sick Diggy? I think it is. Chance Rogers was good. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. Glad that you're here, brother. We'll talk about, how we are a Cancer. Duke shoot Dillinger. Oh shit! I did say we weren't going to attack his sexuality, but fuck. Yeah, this is bullshit though, for real. If you want to believe that's bullshit, you can believe that's bullshit. All right. Straight black men are the reason why you're here. We need to make America straight again. And, everybody has a right to be here. And, I think most would have been okay with it if people like Funky Dineva and all of his kind of just shut the fuck up. Because, like I keep saying, we're not checking for these guys. What for? Like, no, we're not checking for them. We don't hang out with them. We don't want to be around. Why we want to be around them? I mean, I understand the guys that grew up together and one of them probably gay and all this other shit. I get that. But really, like, guys night out and all the other stuff. I mean, I've seen them do it in the military, but that's the military. That's different. And I mean, whatever. But as a straight man, all the friends I hung out with is straight. I mean, we would have the occasional gay guy come around, but it was because, we probably worked with the guy at one of the restaurants we were working at. That was restaurant culture right there. The Roger Report live was good. Long live the habitual line steppers. Conversation. What are we even supposed to talk about? All right, cool. So the reason why I got this graphic up here, this is the thumbnail, because these are symbols of people who led to this conclusion that straight black men are a cancer, or are maintaining the narrative that straight black men are a cancer, that we are the problem, that the problems are connected to us. Like maybe we need to be aborted in the womb if it's like that. Let me just explain from left to right. Bell Hooks. Bell Hooks went on speaking tours, and one of her talking points was black husbands post-slavery during Reconstruction started beating their wives as if they were the slaves. Let me tell you something about Bell Hooks. She was trying to hide something, because if you had a grandfather or even a dad, and if you were a Gen Xer, maybe millennial, you would always hear those stories, that your grandfather or your father might tell, that when he was growing up, how badly his mother used to beat him. So Bell Hooks got it wrong. And you can you can research your history for yourself, or you can remember your conversations with your grandfather, your older uncles, and you can ask them how it was. It happened like that in my family. My great grandmother Gertrude beat one of her sons so bad, used to beat him so bad, he went to the military and he never came back. He was the uncle I never met. When the other boys got big enough, they had to stop her from doing it because she was so wild with it. So yeah, I'm willing to bet that people are listening got a story like that. Some of y'all at least. They always talking about how grandma, if she would have had the money and would have had the education, she would have left. She would have left. She probably would have left the kids with grandfather. And kids probably would have been more productive, not getting their ass beat all the time like they were fucking slaves. So Bell Hooks got it wrong. And the reason why she spoke like that was to hide details about actual history. Listening to white men, seeing black men who can solidify some generational wealth and circular economy in their communities as a threat. She helped with that. And a lot of our people bought into it hook, line, and sinker. Why? Why you bought into it? Then you got Wigatron right there. Old CG. How can a person who preaches about aborting black male babies able to maintain a YouTube channel? And it's like I said, I had a little discussion with Google Gemini. One thing I do find it very interesting, how human the AI can act, which is very, very scary. But Google Gemini stated, and you can ask Google Gemini yourself. You can have some impassioned conversations with an AI. I mean, for real, real people are more interested though. But the reason Google Gemini gave for why people like Cynthia G and people like Funky Dineva are able to get away with saying such flagrant things about heterosexual black men is because they are seen as protected groups. Black women and gay black men. It is seen as punching up because of the challenges they face in modern society. Which, please tell me what those fucking challenges are that aren't self-inflicted. Please. Please tell me. But we get to talk about genocide. Please be a black man saying, hey, you know what? Once you find out that baby is a female, get rid of it. You'll be banned. You'll be ostracized. The FBI will probably be breaking down your door. You are influencing men to hurt women. You are a terrorist. This is cyber terrorism. You know, they'll come up with all kinds of shit. But, you know, black women, harmless, protected group. Preach about what you want. Call them bullet bags. Say you're going to get the police on them, all that stuff. Black man, you're basically fucked when it comes to social media. If algorithms are programmed like that, hell, they're going to keep saying it all they want. And they know they can say it. Why Funky Dineva says that? Why people like Cynthia G say it? Because they know they can say what they want. And they know nobody's going to do anything about it. Black men have no power. You know, when people say black men have no power, that means that you don't have the ability to shut me up forcefully and no one will do anything about it. Kind of like what white people used to do back in, you know, Jim Crow era. You know, do anything to a black person, but they're able to get away with it. And, you know, you look at your people and you be like, well, that's the kind of power you respect. Old buck dancing ass, give up, bitch. Like, that's how I think, though. That's how I think. So, Megan Thee Stallion, yeah, we know about that. Jemele Hill. I got a quote from Jemele Hill, a tweet that went viral a few years back. Yeah, I still had the screenshot. Okay. Yeah, remember this? I made a whole video about this. I mean, it was a few years back, so I might put it in my community tab just for people who are watching this. It says, I have increasingly found that many black men just want better access to patriarchy. They don't actually want it dismantled. First of all, she's saying that we should fight for what she wants us to fight for. Remember when Tiffany Cross said, why aren't black men canceling Stephen A. Smith? And then, like, I remember when I heard that, how hilarious I found it. Like, you don't sit your ass down. Why don't you do it your goddamn self? Why don't you cancel Stephen A. Smith, you dumb motherfucker? You know, not a personal attack, but I'm just attacking what she's saying. Jemele Hill. Okay. Now, you know, patriarchy is a word that's being used extremely heavily right now. I am very convinced that people don't actually know what the definition of a patriarchy or a patriarchy is. It's this butthurt movement that are still so angry that their girl Kamala did not win in 2024. It's obviously because of patriarchy. Jeez. The patriarchy. Why is a black person complaining about patriarchy? Let me tell you something. There was not really ever any patriarchy in the black community. When the fathers lead, it is much better for the children that are involved, statistically speaking. But, you know, we hate stats in the black community. We love ignorance, though. We love ignorance. Jemele Hill, she to this day on social media, to keep herself relevant, her and people like Jamila Lemieux are always taking shots at black men, in particular, straight black men. Remember, Jemele Hill co-signed with this guy right here. She co-signed with this guy right here. Damon Young. She agreed with that. She agreed that straight black men are the white people of black people. Yeah, this dweeb right here. What the fuck else do you know Damon Young for? For anyone who loved this article from Very Smart Brothers. For real. Yeah. Where is this guy now? How famous is he now? How relevant is he now? That was his 5 minutes of fame right there. And he has yet to explain himself. He didn't give a damn. He doesn't have to. This media protects that shit. Another protected group is straight black men who throw straight black men under the bus. You're doing it. They're doing it for feminism because they sympathize and they want to cover and protect the problematic black woman whom feminism protects, because feminism is an extension of WS. It keeps white people in the power position, the ruling class position, as a lot of you like to say. Yeah, but look at this dweeb right here. See, like, I'm gonna say something that a lot of the haters say. This dude looked like he couldn't get a goddamn girlfriend, so this was his last goddamn attempt. We know you hate men. People love man hating content, black man hating content in particular. They love it. It's a hit. It's a smash hit. You can say anything. You can say anything about straight black men. You can say anything about black men if you're this guy. It'll get traction. We need to research why that is. Discuss the oh shit. You can't make this shit up. How does Megan fit in Clay's family? They're a different class from her background. Well, obviously she doesn't. There's no how to that, especially now. So I believe that answers our question. Woke liberals love to play the race card. If somebody like white women and you want to call them a race traitor, yeah, which is extremely funny. Which is, oh man, speaking of that, thanks for bringing it up, SYSBM movement. I got a picture as to the reason why they say this kind of thing. They are so resentful of black men of means with resources taking their show to another race. They're so mad at that. I'm not mad at this shit. I understand why. Were black women bum rushing Alfonso Ribeiro? Or were they calling him a lame, a nerd, a dweeb? You talk like a white boy. Y'all ain't trying to do enough to keep this guy's kind here. Ain't none of y'all. Shoot, and maybe I'm guilty of it too. Maybe I haven't done enough to keep these guys here in the community. You know, that's our conditioning. That's our programming. We push away the intelligentsia. We resent them. Now, if they're being dumb, if they're being dicks, yeah, fuck them motherfuckers, man. Kick rocks. But if they're trying to help, if they want to contribute, sure. Shoot. The pipeline to the culture is the black man. But let motherfuckers like Ryan Clark tell it, it's the black woman. The very black woman that call us shit like bullet bags. Shoot. Let me see. Yep. Now see, I got this screenshot. This is a screenshot from years ago. This ain't even about Meg. This is something that has been a consistent thing for years. It doesn't help that this guy called himself Anthony the Bullet Bag, but I'm sure he was trying to take ownership of a blatant insult. But the response he got was from a black girl. You know, that face makes her look like she's probably on the chubby or the BMW end. The BMW meaning body made wrong. Because that's who usually says these type of things. But, I mean, one thing I used to say is that you don't find real beautiful women up here complaining like this or saying these kinds of things. But they do co-sign with the performative simps. Now, I'm guilty of following a thirst trap here and there on Instagram. But at least I do try to make sure that many of them are black. But I see a lot of the performative simps. Like I said, Instagram is wow, it's a rabbit hole of narcissism when it comes to this type of commentary. Shoot, a lot of the thirst traps, they be liking the performative simps, and like I seen one make a comment, gay shaming straight black men. So I have to stop saying that it's not pretty women up here that really think this or say this. Pretty women are happy because they got dudes splurging on them. But I guess because of the effect of spaces like this, that make that men overall are rethinking dating. It's not really something that I'm celebrating because in the long run that can be a bad thing. But my belief is if anyone deserves any recognition for at least trying to keep things together, I would have to say it's straight black men. You hear black women call themselves the most loyal. That's a blatant fucking lie. Yeah. Argue with your mammy. Let me see. Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, Terrain Walker. I was listening to Dr. Tia Son Johnson earlier. He said Terrain Walker is his favorite writer and is a friend of his channel. Terrain Walker did this tweet right here. Like, I think this was about 4 or 5 years ago. And boy, did he catch hell for it. And this was just one of the comments. Okay, Terrain Walker said, you can't be pro-black and hate straight black men. Which, is fitting to this rant. And then Nymphalis, which that sounds very sus. Nymphalis. And it says Ebony Exalted. And then the comment is, but black men can hate women and other black queer people, right? Choke. Yeah. So that was the choke reference. The word choke was a reference to George Floyd. But who says that we hate women and black queer people? And it's like when people say shit like that, there's no evidence. There's plenty of technology that you can use to show receipts like I'm showing right now over a thought process that existed for quite a few years. Like I said, this is nothing new. Just think about it like this. What if you're looking at this like the operative word was straight? Then this Nymphalis person who is obviously sick because maybe they're the baby in this profile pic, but they shouldn't be using a baby. A baby is innocent and clear of all that bullshit thinking. It is already implied that we hate black women, or we hate women because, there are other races of women. We hate women and other black queer people. So meaning that this person must be a black queer person. So they always got the smoke for us. It's just that black straight black men, heterosexual black men really don't argue about this kind of thing with them. We don't need to. We don't care. Let me bring this up. E.J. Johnson, he did a interview. Magic Johnson's son, who we know is gay, whatever. But he did an interview. I forgot who he did the interview with. And he said that he attracts straight men. Notice the wording, attract straight men. News flash for E.J. Johnson. You're not attracting straight men. You're not. If you attract straight men, guess what? They're gay. They're always checking for us. Yeah. Shit like this. Which might have led to this way of thinking. or evidence of the existence of this way of thinking. Cocktails and Queens, I believe, Fox Soul. Lisa Ray is the one that's right next to Ice Cube. Claudia Jordan in the top left, Vivica in the top middle, Vivica Fox, and Selena Johnson in the top right. Basically, they tried to play gotcha with Ice Cube this entire interview because Ice Cube went and talked to the Republicans about the plan for Black America, basically pitching the sale for the black person's vote. Now, Ice Cube made the mistake, I'll admit, he made the mistake of thinking that he could be a spokesperson for black people. You know why? Because he's a straight black man. And who wants to listen to us? But yeah, this interview was embarrassing. This is when Vivica A. Fox established that the general consensus of black women believe that they are a separate group of people from black men and probably black children too, which was a very shocking moment for black men who didn't know that there were black women who thought like this, because we're raised to believe that there are sugar and spice and everything nice, that there can't possibly be women who think like this. But it was a shock to a lot of those men. And then I believe COVID happened. No, COVID was going on at the time, which was the rise of the next polarizing event. And, you know, some people get sick of this, but fuck you, I don't care. And I mean, like, I do remember putting the picture in here. Let me find it. Yeah, I was going to get to the color purple. Yeah, shit, I was going to get to that too. I thought I had the picture of him in here. Okay. All right. I guess I could just talk about it. The next polarizing event was the death of Kevin Samuels. We learned that how mean this community was. Now, I'm not a little bitch. Oh, everybody's so mean. In fact, I be wanting people to be mean just so I can be me. You know, I be welcoming it sometimes. Go ahead, motherfucker. Take your best shot. I be wanting motherfuckers to do that. But in all seriousness, we found out through Kevin Samuels that, hey, y'all really don't give a fuck about black men, even death, because their feelings were hurt. And feelings were hurt vicariously. You know how pathetic that is? How someone's feelings is hurt vicariously, just like with this Megan Thee Stallion thing. Klay Thompson broke up with like 500,000 bitter women on social media. Wow. I mean, they're so mad about it, they try to cast spells on pictures. Hey, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. And black men remember how bad that was when that man died. People were asking for sympathy. It seemed like they were asking for sympathy, but they were expecting sympathy because Megan Thee Stallion broke up with yet another boyfriend. Why aren't we used to this? And because of this, now we got to hear shit like straight black men are a cancer. Okay. Now, why is the Amazing Lucas up there? Amazing Lucas represent these. I don't know what race he is. I'm assuming black is in there somewhere. And, you know, I'm not trying to promote another content creator, but Lucas's audience is bigger than mine. So, hey, fuck it. Lucas is the kind of, I guess, young man that understands that black men, straight black men, whatever, but for him, it's black men are not in a powerful position. So he has what I like to call really bad Highlander complex. He wants to be the smartest. He wants to be the best. He wants to stand above all. And if he does it by himself, That is fine. That is the problem with a lot of black men, especially content creators that got the reach to make a difference, but they say stupid shit and say it because they know that's going to get views, which is a shame. And then they try to stand above other black male content creators. Yes, which is a problem that black men have. Our ability to unite sucks. And shit like this that happened, I mean, hell, I'm not saying that a gay man that calls you a cancer is finally the straw that broke the camel's back, because if that's it, that's kind of embarrassing within itself. Because in a way, yeah, he is uniting us. I don't believe he has that kind of power. I don't believe that he should have that kind of leadership and that kind of stroke. Or maybe I should be happy that you're finally seeing this shit from these people. And you've been seeing what I've been seeing the whole time. But people like Lucas takes advantage of it. He's one of those people. Black men have no power, so I can say whatever I want. You FBAs are dumbasses. Dumb. These black men are dumb. There's a couple other content creators that say that shit. Oh, black men. Oh, black men. That's why, like, a lot of black men, like, the number of black men that co-sign with this shit, like, especially with the Democrats, they're decreasing. Because, like, it's just every week is something. When Joe McCann, girlfriend, Ashley Janae, died in his presence, when they saw it was a white man and a black woman together, everybody rushed to the internet to blame black men. Black men be killing black women at alarming rates. Yeah, let me show you this one. Okay, I had to cover the name because I don't want y'all going to her page saying, hey, fuck you, bitch. Like, so hey, I don't recommend that anyway. When I show y'all screenshots, if you just so happen to recognize the person, do not engage, especially because of this channel. I mean, we can discuss it here. So this person, which you can obviously see the profile pic, is a black woman, in fact. Black men kill more black women in domestic partnerships than white men kill black women. This is truly a sad and seriously unfortunate event. The race of the perpetrator is irrelevant. And that's what's funny about these little divester types. Okay, so what you did was you just proved the proximity argument by saying that. Black men kill more black women in domestic partnerships than white men kill black women because of proximity. Because white women, there are white men that kill black women and white women. Like I said earlier, strange things. I mean, if you're not around white men that much, if you're around white men, oh shit, I said around white men, and you just happen to die, like quite a few stories that are in the news that you divester, bed wench, and you simp ass, the simp lord, simpatron types choose to ignore. I mean, shit. It's proximity. And then, like, we tell y'all not to date these types. Hey, you know what? You complain about black men all the time, you know, doing stuff to y'all and harming y'all. Don't date those toxic types. I mean, he's been in prison a few times for violent stuff. It might not be a good idea to have a sexual relationship with him. But what is the response that black men get when we say that? You guys are just mad because you ain't getting no pussy. You guys are just mad because you got rejected from the girl in high school. The incels. We get all of that. We're just jealous. We're jealous of Pookie. We want to be Pookie. Weird. Creepy. We got all of that. But when something happens, it's us killing them at an alarming rate. Not the poor choice you made in dating. Because believe me, when black men make poor choices in dating, we are blamed. We as black men are blamed. Shouldn't have been called slipping on your pimping, or whatever stupid ass thing the other ones that people decide to come up with. We as sensible black men who know what the fuck we're talking about tell people to avoid certain types. But what the fuck are we telling women for if you just gonna go get these types anyway? You're on your own. You don't want the protection. And then y'all come out to choose the bear. Hey, do you really think I care if a woman chooses the bear now? Choose the fucking bear. I'll hook you guys up. Let me take some pictures and some videos. so I can show y'all what happened. She thought the bear was safe, y'all. The race of the perpetrator is irrelevant. Yeah, because then we gotta start having discussions on why black women were brought over here in the first place. If we want to start saying shit like that. Because every time a black man does something to anybody, his race is the first thing that's mentioned. Black. It does matter. It always will matter. Oh boy. So DJ B-side 1965 was good. Was good. See. They were mad about that meme. They actually made a meme to counter this meme. Okay, let me just envision it like this. Instead of Megan Thee Stallion taking it from the back, it's Klay Thompson sitting down with a line of men. And let's just say the man in line, and the first in line is blowing Klay Thompson. I refuse to copy the meme and show it here because it's so fucking stupid. And they are saying they made that meme because men are taking Klay Thompson's side. Yes, last year there were guys that were calling Klay Thompson a simp. And a lot of those guys didn't want to see Klay Thompson make that mistake. You know, the guy worked so hard to get where he is, that worked hard for those resources. He was the one that trained rigorously to become a championship world-class athlete. And, you know, men on the outside looking in, just like, we don't outwardly show that camaraderie. We're not like black women. Every time a black woman fuck up, we don't, a black woman, there's always going to be like 10 black women, making excuses for her. She must have been through some stuff. Don't use that to go at black women. You know how they do. We understand, as men, that us men have struggles. So we're on the outside looking in. It's like, Klay Thompson, you're making a mistake. And let me tell you something. A lot of what went south in that relationship was the fact that Megan was always putting that shit on social media. Klay was more of a private person. Shoot, a lot of people want to leave the spotlight. Some people want to stay in it for that validation, that dopamine hit. And Megan Thee Stallion is one of those people, that dopamine hit. They saw the reverse meme as a clapback, but it just made them look stupid because, and the irony is, you got a motherfucker talking about straight black men are a cancer of the black, are the cancer of the black community. But I'm sure that him and his kind have always observed all of those homophobic attacks that black women and, their simp lords, their sympatrons, all the homophobic attack and slurs that they hit straight black men with. In his community, funky bitch, whatever. His community never says anything about that. But we're the ones coming for them. No, we just don't want to be like, we just want to leave you guys alone. If y'all want to look at one up close, I don't have to be around for that. What's so offensive about that? See. Yeah, but this was some bullshit right here. The race of the perpetrator is irrelevant. Protect Zaddy, huh? They'll always protect Brad. How many black women you see come forward always condemning the white man? Condemning the white man, like, girls, there'll be a few on TikTok, but the overwhelming majority, no. because they're afraid of being harassed and called a pick me. Some of them just like they're like, I don't give a fuck. I just don't bother with those things. Man said the WAP train. You say you went from working 40 hours a week to working 70. Damn. Hard worker. Hard worker. Just imagine if you were married. You have people on the internet saying, why are you going home to play video games? Step up and help that woman. People actually complain about that. Like, you don't shut the fuck up. Me be working hard. Shoot. Yeah. The color purple. Another thing that might have led to this type of thinking. Black folks love this movie. Why? This movie was dumb as fuck. And it was blatant. Tell me how this movie isn't dumb. This movie is dumb as shit. The remake was dumb as shit. Because it was right in front of you. If you could clearly see if you could not clearly see this movie, the story itself, the intent was to divide black men and black women. If you didn't see that, either you want the division or you were too stupid. And ignorance or ignoring it is stupidity also. This shit was awful. What was so good about it? The struggles that black women face through the eyes of fiction. In Forsyth County, the wrong place. How you said it in the wrong place to do that shit. All these old stories always leave out the fact that these women used to beat the fuck out their children. They always put that on black men because, I guess, black women want to be the children and, the hierarchy of how we treat people and accountability. But for some reason, straight black men never have any accountability. You know why they say that? You know why they say that straight black men have no accountability? Because the people they don't like aren't holding black men accountable the way they want. Let me give an example, the Roger Report. The Roger Report does hold black women accountable quite a bit for the things they need to be held accountable for. People are going to be mad because Roger's not holding straight black men accountable or holding black men accountable. But there are plenty of people that hold black men accountable. You know what? They won't be satisfied till they get the 100%. And then still that won't be enough. It's never enough. Never enough. Why remake The Color Purple? Why? Why are you remaking this stupid ass film? Because you want to refresh black people on being divided. So where else do I go with this? Okay, I already mentioned that. I already mentioned this stupid shit. Oh, but shout out to Terrain Walker. That's a smart brother. Not a real smart brother, not a very smart brother. He wants to be part of that effeminate crap. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This came out in 2008, the Black Male Privilege Checklist. Now, I did 2 shows on that before. I'm going to go through the checklist here. They're deep within the archives of this channel. If you want to give yourself a fun little activity, go ahead and look for it. But, I would look for it right now, but I'm trying to concentrate. So this was by Jewel Woods, the Black Male Privilege Checklist. And it says Black Male Privilege Checklist by Jewel Woods, Renaissance Male Project 2008. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I thought this first little passage right here was important, that it sets the tone. So I'll read the entire thing. It says, what does privilege have to do with, let me blow that up real quick. Okay. What does privilege have to do with black men? We understand some kind of privilege. The privilege to call a black man boy, even if that black man happens to be 60 years old or older. The privilege to drive a car and never have to worry that the police will racially profile you. Privileges that have nothing to do with what a person has earned, but rather based entirely on who a person is or what color they are. Oh, like the modern day black woman. As African Americans, we have the ability to critique and condemn these types of unearned assets because we recognize that these privileges come largely at our expense. We also have to learn. We also we have also learned. Excuse me. Sorry. We have also learned from social and political movements that have sought to redress these privileges and academic disciplines that have provided us with the tools to critically examine and explore them. However, there is another type of privilege that has caused untold harm to both black men and women, but has not had the benefit of being challenged by a social and political movement within our community, nor given adequate attention within our own academic community. The privilege that I am referring to is male privilege. Male privilege is more than just a double standard because it is based on attitudes or actions that come at the expense of women, just as white privilege come at the expense of African Americans and other people of color. Gender double standards come at the expense of women. boy, boy, Softball 2K1 was good. Charles, my cousin, talked to Damon Young, but he didn't know anything about the straight black man piece. Okay, well, that's understandable. Southpaw 2K1 was good. Says, of course, there's a bunch of fools on Instagram. They gonna talk ish online. They are cowards outside. Oh yeah, yeah. It's a rabbit hole of narcissism. Dude, I've had quite a few performative simps block me, and it's because they're performing and they don't want to hear the truth about themselves. I say, you guys are performing. Stop. Nothing authentic about you. Just wait till Vivica Fox's new movie comes out. Straight trash, I'm sure. The internet has all the receipts of all the black women being exposed and proven to hate black men. Okay. All right. So what Jewel Woods essentially did is call for kind of a civil war. And this was in 2008. 2008 is around the beginnings of the first incarnation of the space known as the Black Manosphere. I don't even think the term was coined. But when YouTube first happened, the same thing started happening. You had a bunch of Alice Walker and Bell Hooks wannabes flood to YouTube and just started just shitting on black men. So you had your first guys coming, just to counter the narrative because enough was enough. Yeah. So outspoken introvert was good. He said, yeah, they're the chief allies of the gay squad. Yep. Coffee Nino, what's going on? We do see a lot of women who say you just mad because you can't get no pussy. But we obviously the ninjas in this space and get mad at each other when they say the same thing. Yeah. It's a shaming tactic by men and by women. When I said that, if I said that it was only by women, if that was the understanding, then, I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, by dudes and by women. You just mad because you can't get no pussy in high school, call them an incel, all that shit. Because a lot of times people say that because they can't handle the conversation. And I see a woo is officer. What's good? The Grand Regent. What's going on, man? Good to see you. The first line of protection is good advice and they don't want it. Oh yeah, yeah. Pretty much. They don't want it. The first line of protection is the advice. The seal of approval or the veto. And then if they go do it anyway and then they get burned for it, then they're coming back to blame the people that tried to help them. But the responses we get, the incels. You guys are incels. Nerds. You just mad because you can't get no pussy. You got rejected in high school. Andre was good. The same ninjas in this space get upset and call each other incels or hurt. Yep. Then there's a side who blame Pookie for a woman's choice to choose. There's all. Yeah. No, not. No, no, wait, no, no. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You can't blame Pookie for being Pookie. I mean, if these women want to be seductive, if they kind of thick, if they want to twerk in front of Pookie, who would expect Pookie not to hit? Shit, I expect Pookie to hit. Go ahead, bro. Do it for all of us. Who cares? So, and you're right, though. You're right about that. Said there's colorism even between. I don't agree with that. Black men aren't colorists. I mean, there may be a couple of content creators that have expressed themselves fantastic, that have said stuff like that, but the majority of men aren't colorists, dude. That's some shit that's pushed off on us by the women. And I don't blame black women for everything, but largely that colorism shit is them. But I'm gonna read that anyway. I mean, if you want to say like, dude, to my shit your black ass up, I thought that was more of an 80s thing. But then there's colorism between the men of this generation who are very feminized in a masculine frame and heterosexual. They act just like girls and unemotionally intelligent. Who are these guys? They're feminine. Like, if you talk about them Gen Zers or, man, oh, shoot, I don't know too many guys like that. Maybe it's my circle. I don't know. But tell me where these guys are. So in this space, the simps, the dudes saying red pill rage and crowd day, 3 hyenas and the masculine women, and 4 the silent sisterhood are the problems. The simps, the dudes stayed in red pill rage. Yeah, you're not supposed to stay in red pill rage. You're not supposed to stay. But if you're constantly hearing things that induces that state, like, motherfuckers that think that they have a say in what straight black men talk about, then hey. Fast Attack Tough and black folks thought this was a true story. You're talking about The Color Purple. To this day, I've never seen that movie in full. Yeah, I watched the movie myself for the first time like 10 years ago. No, not 10 years ago. Not even 10, like 4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago. It was the first time I watched it ever. And then I went to the theater to see it, the remake, because my wife wanted to see it. So I went and saw it just so I could come back and talk about it on the channel. Let's see. Yeah, how the Democrats want blacks to no slavery. Robin G. Robinson, Black Democrats, your first step with the Democratic plantation which is good. So, okay. Get this off the screen. It's off the screen. All right, let's see. Okay, so all right, so I've been on for about an hour and 50 minutes. All right, so hopefully that a lot of you have the understanding of what situation that you're in. I think I presented loud and clear. Yeah, I gotta head to bed. I can do this for a few more minutes. Check something real quick. All right. Also, for the super chats I received, thank you. Let me see. Yeah, one from Landon Dowson, the other from Alan LaBelle. Thank you very much. That means I'm gonna get paid in June. You guys are the reason I'm gonna get paid in June. But y'all ain't gotta let these brothers be by themselves. Okay. Oh, I haven't discussed D.L. Hughley. Why D.L. Hughley's up there? D.L. Hughley is what I like to call, what many of us like to call a Democratic shield. Like, he ride or die for the Democrats. Oh, you better vote for the Democrats. Black folks better vote for them and all this other shit. Shoot. I want you to listen to something this man said. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think it can play the audio because it was an appearance of his on Vlad TV. Let me see. Just a moment. There it is. Oh, shut up. Could y'all hear that talking? Like the one when the man said beef tallow on the face. Okay, so said Southpaw 2K1 Kev, do you think the black community could be worse? Had the Color Purple won at least one Oscar or the damage is already done? If there wasn't so much doubling down on the stupid shit, so you can say that it doesn't matter if it won an Oscar or not. And it was a good thing that it got snubbed, but that was half the battle. Right there. That was half the battle. It getting snubbed. A lot of people still love the film, and the film received enough love to have a remake done. A highly unnecessary remake. Even one of the stars asked why you remaking this movie. The damage is already done. But could y'all hear that? Hey, give me a 1 if you can hear this voice. I'm about to play some audio that D.L. Hughley said. Okay. But, okay, and let me... Sir Anthony, it's been a good stream, Kev. Salute. Thank you very much. Here you go. All right. And I didn't play anything for Alan Lavelle, I don't believe. So here you go. Thank you for the cash. All righty. So you heard the voice. Okay, so I'm going to play... This is D.L. Hughley on Vlad TV not too long ago. I'm going to let it play for about a minute. Oh, you can't hear it? You can't hear it, Coffee? Cause I thought that I thought that you could hear it. I was supposed to have it connected through here. Oh shit! Can't hear nothing. Okay, well let me find it on here and share it. Oh boy, let me see. Share the screen. Can't hear it. He said he can't hear it. So let me pull it up. Let's see. All right, be patient with me. Thanks for being let's see. Okay, there we go. I hate that. Okay, all right. So I found it. So let me do this real quick. Okay, all right. Well, shoot, come on, skip. Okay, all right. Let me find that and see if I can avoid copyright real quick because I think that Vlad TV does give out copyright. Let me cover this with a. Let's see. All right, cool. All right, we got us something to cover that screen, so hopefully you can definitely hear it now. So just want to refresh your memory on D.L. Hughley saying this.
Campaign, they were not going to vote for a black woman. They weren't. And I think that there are black men in this country and Latin men in this country who inherently believe that white men are superior. They do.
I mean, you could say that, but Obama won twice.
Obama won twice. Because he put a coalition of people together. And you know what the interesting thing about that statistic is? A lot of people that voted for Obama voted for Trump. That's not me. Look it up.
I believe you.
A lot of people that voted for Obama voted for
I don't
Trump.
try to go against your stats.
Right.
I've tried it before. I've always
So
failed.
what does that say to you?
Yeah.
What it says to you is we tried it.
Well, listen, I voted for Kamala. I felt there was not an excitement over Kamala the way there was over Obama. Like, honestly. Like, there just was not an excitement. I feel like you kind of knew who Obama was. You didn't really know who Kamala was. She was very guarded. She did very controlled interviews. You didn't really get a feel for who she was as a person. You didn't see her vulnerability. You didn't see her real personality.
She's better than a dude who's accused of pedophilia.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's not true, but at least you knew who he was.
No. Here's the thing. When it comes to black people, particularly black women, they have to be a couple of things. And I have to own the part I played in this. So we've talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel bad about saying the things I said before I had a conversation with her.
Right, saying that she got a bunch of black men locked up when she was a DA.
And you don't get to buy that back.
Yeah.
So I have to take my part.
I'll say this, if you ever talk to anyone from California who lived there when Kamala was DA, they can't stand her.
And the part I played and the way people saw her. You got 10, 12 million people listen to you, then you might some of the things you say might be heard. But I think it was, and the thing I can't reconcile with myself is how willingly I did it.
Mm.
Like, it shouldn't have took me going to have it. I should have looked before I left, and I didn't. And, I think part of the thing, part of people's perception of her, part of her, the things she couldn't shake had to do with some of the things that I let be said and participated in. And I think people oftentimes hear your accusation, never your apology. And so that's something I'll have to own.
Okay, first of all, she's not a black woman. She's East Indian. She's only black when she wants something. But then she's East Indian. Let me take this graphic down. Because I don't like D.L. Hughley anyway. Like I say, he's a girl dad. Not a dad with daughter like I am. He's a girl dad. Meaning that, he raised a man hater. He raised a man hater. But, the part I wanted you to focus on is when he said that black men, and I don't care about what he said about Latin men, because Latin men can handle it. But he said black men were superior. Black men thought that some black men, he did say some, think that white men are superior. The problem with saying some in any case when it comes to black men is that black people have this approach to black men like we're monolithic. Like when one person does something, then the whole group is responsible. One person says something, the whole group is responsible. If there's one black man that says something crazy, all black men are supposed to co-sign with it. Therefore, you can show your rage and your animosity for black men. You have your excuse. Every one of these people on this screen, except John Amos, because John Amos is obviously, why John Amos, like, I make these thumbnails for a reason. I like John Amos's facial expression, but out of all these people that they have made their own little attempts in a way to decenter black men, yet all of their conversations, their talking points are male-centered. Black men are always going to be in the center of these hateful, whack-ass, lame people's lives. And it should feel like a privilege because I'm a bit antagonistic anyway when it comes to people who think that about me and my type of person, a straight black man. Yes, you should be mad about it, but don't be so angry that you're punching the air and you're kicking and you're screaming, because that's exactly what people like Funky Dineva want. Funky Dineva wants straight black men's attention so he can validate himself, to not be self-conscious about the kind of person he is. because the straight black men want to communicate with him and show him some attention. I mean, being a content creator, yes, we showed that guy a lot of attention, but not the kind of attention that he wants. Hell no. That motherfucker, hell no. My recommendation to black men, yes, we can discuss this, we can call it out, but do not engage people like Funky Dineva, because he wants the attention. He's just like a broad. He's just like one of these big backs that say something crazy on a social media post. They do it for attention. He did this for clicks. He did this for likes. He did this a bunch of black women that are on antidepressant meds would clap and say, "Do you go, girl? Yeah, girlfriend. Yas queen," all that other bullshit. Superstar Jay Quick was good. And she never apologizes. She's not going to. She's not going to. And he's talking about Kamala Harris. Or as her people say, Kamala Harris. Kamala. In fact, Kamala is the only black woman convened have absolutely erased the black part of California while in office for years and sent innocent black men to jail. And yes, black men should be concerned about that. Stop telling black men crying every time we say something about it. You crying and whining, man. You know, motherfucker be sound like they crying when they say this shit. She is off, always has been. During the campaign, she did everything she could to keep the man who she wrongfully jailed from speaking out, even settling with him, and he simped out. See, take it from somebody who knows. Take it from somebody who knows. Coffee Nino knows. All right, if you're here, please hit that like button. You know, and hype the video, please. Hype the video. Trent's 5. The kind of attention he wants, that's not going to happen. He wants that attention from straight black men, like I said. And we know what kind of attention he's talking about anyway. That's the move he wants to make. Who has something to gain from black men and black women not messing with each other, and what? And you got to understand, like men like me, we stay steadfast. We stay steadfast by our heterosexuality. So no, little milk and cookies ain't gonna get what he wants. Detroit XRP 313 was good. Machismo TV, what's going on? Is that more like Kamala Harris? Says Willie Cook. No, not Willie. No, Willie Brown. Downtown Willie Brown. Oh boy. But for any of these people, in the name of John Amos, let me just put it to you like this. What should we do as black men? Somebody say we should have something we should have did a long time ago. Leave these motherfuckers alone. Leave them to their own devices. Let them destroy themselves. Let them eat each other. Let them all. These archetypes down here that's displayed below John Amos. You know why I like John Amos? He took a broke ninja who couldn't really support his family and turned it into one of the most iconic television fathers of all time. A black man did that. And the sad part is the person in this graphic that probably most appreciates that is D.L. Hughley. Not surprising, but sad. The nigga with the wig, the wannabe Highlander. I don't even know what race Lucas is. I don't know what race he is. I don't. You can say he's black, but he got something else in him. Little biatch. I mean, shit. What if there was a race of Viltrumites that were bitches? That's what race Lucas is. Jamel Hill, you know, the person that's obviously, you know, downs a box of wine every night and cries herself to sleep in a pillow. Then you got Megan D. Male Horse. Hey, but to be fair though, man, we were calling fine women stallions back in the day, and it's because if they had a certain leg structure, if they had a certain kind of thickness. But yeah, stallion is a male horse. Can't avoid that. Then you got Wigatron. She takes off her wigs and blinds you before she attacks. The light shining off the head. But you know, she wants, if it's a boy, if she gets pregnant by a penis, like, and that's the thing. How is it you talk about aborting black male babies, but you still having sex with men? Just don't have sex with the motherfuckers. I mean, at least make them wear a condom or something. See, the logic is so, yeah. Oh, jeez. Bell hooks me know. The queen of making up shit. And it's like she made that shit up. Yeah. And us black men, us strong black men, we're always at the center of their shit. They're always saying straight black men this, straight black men that. Let me show you the evidence again. Straight black men this, straight black men that. Show you the evidence again. No, not here. I went too far. Right here. There's always something about straight black men. Always something. Straight black men are the white people of black people. Always something. This dude just look like he's high off some type of weed that's like not real weed, but it's like how feminine weed or something. It makes you feminine instead of high or something. Kev, did Lucas make an appearance on one of your streams a few years back? No. Lucas has never appeared. But we know what happened when he appeared on BGS's stream. Oh boy, a week of triggered broadcasts. I thought that Mason Lucas was a diehard Republican. Well, there's a lot of fake conservatives out here in trash YouTube TV land. The convos go from gender banging to politics, Sigma Wall. Yeah, man. But one thing we got to remember, there's plenty of content that doesn't deal in that area that we can't. And like, I watch a lot of content creators that don't deal in the relationship, gender banging, skewed politics area. Because like, the one thing is like, I wouldn't have too much of a problem with conservatives. And you know, if you're a true conservative, they like any true conservative, any true like liberal or whatever. I mean, I'm not too fond of liberals, but if you show a reasonable amount of intelligence, you will be heard out. But it just seemed like for a lot of black conservatives, the prerequisite is to, I don't know, kind of down black causes, kind of sidestep them. kind of be like, no, y'all just complaining. You know, you think like the white people think. Shoot, kind of a COON. Some can be. I'm not saying all black conservatives, because black people are generally conservative, whether we know it or not. We take the media definition of conservative and then we run with that because, you know, it's associated with the Trump administration and people don't want to be associated with that. But, you know, if all of us did a little research, and I do understand the social definitions, and the social definitions do have relevance because people go with those contexts. But yeah, you can be a conservative. You don't have to be a COON. You don't. And a lot of conservatives that have large YouTube channels, they are COONs. And then Lucas tried to play that line, but then like he flipped and he lost a lot of his audience when he flipped because he used to be real anti-black cause. He used to be, I remember those days. Now he's anti-black man. Does anybody know what race Lucas is? Anybody? I mean, shoot. I mean, I think I think he's black because he's dick policed Bronny James before. Shoot. He gets mad every time somebody disagrees with him. Oh shit, man. I mean, I love my people, but sometimes, goddamn. So, I mean, actually, he's mixed. Oh shit, must be that other side then. He said, "Facts, Kev. I'm conservative, but I can't see the BS from others. See, I am a Republican, always have been, but not a MAGA coon or a black coon. They are the problems in this space." I can agree with you on that. I can agree with you. People do have the right to have their political alignments, but they don't have to undermine black causes at the same time. But the sad part about it is there's also a group of people that exploiting black causes for personal gain, and we don't need to ignore those people. I'm a person that's like, let's attack all of it, not just some, all of it. But black men, let me leave y'all with this. Don't be shocked when you have a social media account that you might have retaliated against one of the protected groups, because social media, algorithms, AI don't see duality in the situation. They see a black woman that's reporting. They see a gay man that's reporting an account. They don't look at both sides. Google Gemini literally told me that these groups are protected. And you as a straight black man, you have sort of a privilege because you don't have to deal with what women deal with as a man and what gay people deal with as a straight man. Now, do things need to be set another way? Absolutely, especially when you're dealing with words. Because words have, just like your body has levels of strength, and really, if you're a biological man, you're going to be stronger than a biological woman. Which is why I made I have a daughter that plays sports. I don't want her on the court or on the field or the play area with a nigga with a wig. I do have a right to be concerned about that as a parent. All of us do. If you're a good parent, not like one of these old whack job Karens. Shoot. Well, I voted for Republican for the first time, just only my best interest. You can vote for who you want. Probably related to they are protected to protect the class of people. Yeah, they are protected class of people. And really, they get more protection than they admit. When they say black women aren't protected, that's a goddamn lie. When they say black men don't protect black women, that's also a goddamn lie. Go in the middle of any West Side Walmart in a heavily concentrated black area. Go to the area where you see a lot of black men. And if you see an old black lady, look like a grandma or something around them, you walk up to that black lady. Make sure you're a man. This might not work with a woman. Make sure you're a man, a black man in particular. You walk up to that old lady and you slap the shit out of her in front of those black men. They can be a mixture of YNs and older Gen X or whatever. They can or whatever. If you do that, you're not going to make it out of that Walmart unscathed. You're not. You're not going to make it out of that spot unscathed. They will bum rush your ass. Black men do protect black women, especially all of the simp patrons, the simp lords. They protect black women online. Black women say they don't get enough protection online. Why the fuck you need protection online? I mean, I can understand if your accounts already get reported and you got doxxed or shit like that. I do that. Guys get doxxed also. It ain't just a female problem. But when you are using words to antagonize, someone may answer. And if they clap back or they say something to you you don't agree with, that doesn't mean you're not protected. That means you need to stop provoking motherfuckers if you don't want your feelings hurt. So the whole protection, that's bullshit. I mean, shit. They get plenty of protection. If they don't get protection, it's because they chose to not surround themselves with men. And then they sit there and talk about men are dangerous. Okay, make sure the female police officer comes around if you're ever in trouble. And no, if my daughter is alone in the woods with a man or a bear, I prefer the man. You know why? And people don't fucking think about this. They never specified what kind of man. They just said man. So when I saw that video full of them old dickhead simps talking about, I choose the bear. Oh, men are dangerous. I choose the bear. The man could be you. The man could be her fucking father. They never said the man. They never said what kind of man. They never said strange man. They never said weird man, sex offender man. They never said that. They just said man. People don't fucking think. For 2-3 years, they've been arguing about this. And this argument could have been defeated a long time ago. But you know, some fruitcake is going to probably say, well, we got to change it to strange man so we can continue to argue about this on the internet. Instead of coming up with new and more interesting and more fun conversations, we got to stick with the same dumbass narratives. Because these social media platforms push that shit. If you do black men ain't shit content and people like, oh, black women ain't shit content is very profitable, that's a lie. If you do black men ain't shit content, you get an algorithm push. You get millions of views. Look at FD Signifier. And I like the black male privilege checklist. It mentioned academia a couple times. The people who probably are more astute to explain as far as content creators what challenges they face in academia because of feminism and anti-black misandry. Dr. Tia Son Johnson is a good content creator to go to, and Dr. Thunder. They are both educators and they have both faced challenges like that, and they can tell you all about it. Yeah, there is an academic against straight black men and to push feminism onto the younger crowd. I'm a hood conservative. I don't agree with everything Trump or MAGA says or does. I think myself and don't follow other political alignments, but especially if you get called like something like a cult follower for having your political views. And my thing is, the biggest cult ever to me is the people who vote Democrat, because they attack everybody that don't agree with them, which is insane. All right. Well, look at that. It now the Republicans know the Democrats have our best interests in mind, especially black men. Real shit. We have to stop relying on white media and white conservatives and white women to save us. Ben said that. Remember that little conversation that I had with the Ipmore clan on the importance of having just pearly things and people like her around. The thing that I was trying to say, for real, and for the kind of person that I really am, I was being very patient that night. I've always just been like, no, there's nothing they can do for us. We have to do it for ourselves. We have to figure it out. We're the best people for that responsibility. Not any of these people in the graphic, excluding John Amos. They're not the best ones for it. They never were. Not D.L. Hughley, not the nigga with the wig, not the little Highlander. That motherfucker looked like a clown mask without makeup. Not the one that looked Jamel Hill, not her, not Megan Thee Stallion, not Wigatron, and not Bell Hooks, not Bell I make shit up Hooks. They are not fit to lead at all. Not one example of leadership in the black community. Not one of them. So, straight black men, look, I'm not doing a rallying call for you to take action and take agency. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not going to be like a content creator that tells you to go do something stupid. I always want you to do things that are within your best interest. You know, that's what we encourage around here, to become the best version of yourself. You might as well be. And don't wait on anybody to do it for you. They don't have your best interest in mind. They'd rather see you fail. Your people, if they are your people, and that's probably not the case, showed you that a celebrity is far more important than you. A celebrity that doesn't worry about if they're going to have enough money for bills, or if their car is going to break down, or if they're going to have enough time in the day to do everything they need to do. Oh, yeah, well, maybe they do. But at the same time, man, shit, you got your own life to live. And to drag everybody else into your obsession is weird. And I don't know, after a lot of what I've seen this week, a lot of these people need help, man. It's like a lot of unchecked mental illness. People out here just, oh my God, just falling apart from Megan Thee Stallion. Fuck wrong with y'all? All right, so I just looked this up. Celebrity worship syndrome, CWS. Why they put it in an abbreviation? Is an obsessive addictive disorder where intense admiration for a famous person turns into uncontrollable obsession, often involving delusions of a personal relationship. Yes, told y'all, like, people were, especially a lot of black women, were living vicariously through Megan Thee Stallion. And now that it didn't work out, they're all mad and butthurt and blaming black men for all of their problems once again. Believe me, if any of them are saying that, oh, this made them finally see how black men are, they're lying. They've always pushed a negative message against us. What they're looking for is excuses to continue this shit. Their celebrity worship syndrome, their misandry, because we can't blame it all on celebrity worship syndrome. Celebrity worship syndrome exacerbated it. But these people are making the choices to be complete idiots. Stupidity is a choice. Stupidity is a choice. Remember that. Okay, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, he said that moist gay black man who said that is an idiot. And you're talking about that moist gay black man right there. Yep. I absolutely 100% agree with you, George Matheson. 7382. You said, yes, I remember that. Yeah, you remember that night. You were there. Pearlie's even more off the chain now. I'm working on a new topic about her because I'm white and I said so, as these stupid niggas are drooling over. Yeah, that disappointed me. I thought that we had more of a spine than that. I mean, people can get mad at me saying that. I don't give a fuck. Shoot, I thought we had more of a spine than that. But I definitely have a spine. Shoot. Kevin, these niggas were so stupid for even thinking Pearlie was going to go to the White House. Why even talk that shit in the first place? That was my thing. Why even talk that shit in the first place? So T-Balls was good. Was good, my brother. Good luck with that shit. Worried about making it blood. Meanwhile, U.S. petrodollar is getting replaced by Chinese petro $1. Yes. Yes, because there are things that actually matter. So Detroit, XRP, 313, you're absolutely correct. There are better things to worry about. Yep. Look, there it is right there. And people agree. Say a fruit monk. Say he's beyond moist. Like if he stays on this computer screen any longer, my equipment might short out because of the moistness. Yeah, and then like let me go back to that slide. Yeah, because them dudes had no, wait a minute. Yeah, this dude right here. Like I found this dude on Threads. I mean, this dude on Threads was on my feed. I didn't find him. But this video, yeah, it was very speaking in that lisp with a broken wrist. And you know, little gay shame and a lot of these straight black men want Clay's dick, too homophobic to admit it. What? What? How can you be homophobic and gay at the same time? These dudes are dumb as fuck. Shoot. Yeah, they got a lot to say about us, but if we say anything to them, we're deplatformed. Because once again, protected group versus privileged group. For some reason, somebody got the idea that straight black men are a privileged group. Because we don't have to be called gay. We just get called everything else. Broke, loser, gay, short, tall, incel. Well, tall is not bad, but have I ever been called short when I was a kid? You know, I was short before my growth spurt. You know, but you know, I'm not bitter about that. That happened when I was a kid. Just saying. Not only is Brits competing with the Dogger, not just only BRICS is competing with the dollar. U.S. Congress is cooking something to destroy the corrupt banks called Clarity Act. Destroy the corruption or destroy the banks altogether? Shoot, I hope it's to destroy the corruption because, you know, that would be half the battle. Said they should have done something in 08. Oh, you talking about when Obama bailed out everybody? But got the side eye like the little monkey meme. And, you know, that's come from a kid's show. I'm not talking about Barack Obama being a monkey. But, you know, how they get the side eye every time. Like, okay, you got money for these people. What about black folks? The black folks that love you so much and treat you like they're fucking God. Side eye, act like you don't hear us. No, sir, he's upset that straight black men do not want him. Not even the DL niggas who are straight masculine presenting. They're upset for all kinds of reasons. With some people, their life is their punishment. Oh, he said he's talking about the 2008 recession crisis. Oh, okay, all right. So, okay, let me. That's why. Y'all protect the women until it comes to Meg Thee Stallion. Like, why the fuck does that even matter? Another reason why women choose to bear. What do we protect? What? Megan Thee Stallion said she doesn't need men. She wants niggas, but she doesn't need niggas, which I'm still waiting on her to hire a group of female bodyguards. But she don't need us, so why are they even mad about this? Actually, they'll destroy corruption banks like Wells Fargo, BlackRock, and JP Morgan Chase. You know, like okay, all right, never mind. I was about to say something about Elizabeth Warren, but I was about to say something wrong. See, Funky Dineva using black men name in the same community who does not accept him is not going to work. They even kicked him out there. And the sad part is Funky Dineva is our frat brother. Oh, okay. Okay, so you got a little bit of insight. But he's super annoying. He's super extra. So I see why people would kind of ostracize him. Cannot believe he's our frat. He is an alpha. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's see. All right, guys, that's it. 2.5 hours. Replay gang, if you make it this far, I just have to say thank you very much because that adds to my viewership time. And thank you all for watching. I got up to 41. Hope that you all press like and hype the video and all that. George Mathis said that's new info and it's crazy. If you're new here to the channel, go below the screen and hit the subscribe button. And that's it. If it has to be said, I'll say it. Straight black men are not the cancer in the black community. In order for the foundational black American community to survive, you are definitely going to need black men. It won't work without us, no matter how much people fantasize that it can. Especially these bitter women who's probably not going to ever procreate, because there are some people that would rather shoot themselves than to do so. And it's not even about how they look. It's their ugly ass personalities. That is probably the number one complaint black men have about black women. The attitude, the horrible personality. Not all, of course. There are some beautiful, sexy black women out there. There are some black women out there that have incredible attitudes, but they are afraid to speak up. When you got niggas with wigs talking about straight black men are the cancer of the black community. It was, he had to, he looked at Damon Young, Funky Dineva looked at Damon Young and said, hold my beer. Hold my I'm sorry, maybe not beer. Hold my wine cooler. But anyway, thank y'all. Heard that. I hope that I was able to speak on something that you were able to use or process. And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow night or a couple nights from now, or, but I will be back. So that's it. Long liveth the habitual line steppers. Till the next time. Peace. He said the not all statement is unnecessary. Let me answer that. I know. I was saying it in jest. Yes, I was. I wasn't saying it to be serious, because they will never accept not all. There's no correct way to say any of these things. All right, that's it this time for real.